Well, I was on World Coach Cool, 52 Block South Pole Boxing Academy. My bad about that last live. It got messed up. My phone had died. But look, we're talking about crying in combat sports and why it's perfectly okay. Crying in combat sports is perfectly okay. Let me tell y'all a little story. My first wrestling match, we were in Killingly, Connecticut. I was about 7 years old. I ended up losing my first match, right? But afterwards, I had an asthma attack. I was crying, hyperventilating. My coach thought I was gonna die. My mother was, she was very worried about me. But as I look back on it and see what it was my first fight. Wrestling is a fight with rules. Physical combat, unarmed combat, so don't get it twisted. Wrestling is a fight. So that was my first fight. I didn't know how to control my emotions. And that's why I cried. That's why I kind of broke down. Now, let's fast forward to 2018. Coach Cool's been coaching about 6 years. I see a lot of crying, and it doesn't bother me. The crying doesn't bother me at all, especially from the younger kids, my babies, because I know a lot of them have never had a fight. They don't really have a father in their life to show them how to deal with these type of things, dealing with these emotions. They don't know, when to kind of suck it up and when it's okay to cry. And plus, they're young. They're still dealing with their emotions. They're still learning how to control their emotions. And it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine when you see these babies crying. Even some adults. We're as an adult, we get stressed out dealing with people at work, dealing just with people in our lives, family, friends, what have you. And sometimes that the crying comes out after a spar, or maybe before a spar. Like I say, if you have a high level of stress, high level of cortisol in your body, crying is one way to relieve that. If you didn't know, crying is one way to relieve that. So when I had some of my babies who start crying, they get stressed out, some of the exercises are too hard for them, I ignore the tears. I completely ignore them, and they still have to accomplish the mission without, let me rephrase that. The tears can't stop them from accomplishing their mission. Whether it's running a mile, whether it's 10 push-ups, whether it's a 3-minute spar and they're 2 minutes in, they feel like they can't do it, you're gonna do it. Yes, you can do it, you're gonna do it. It's just the fact that we can't let the tears stop you. So last week, 2 weeks ago, we had one of our young guys, Champ. He sparred with Court. Now Champ, he's pretty much earned that name. He's a champ. He's 11, got muscles, he knows what he's doing. He's a real one. What's up, Elijah? I'm coming home from class now, brother. Text me in about 20-30 minutes, man. We'll see if we can get some work in at the park, but I got a few little things I got to do, but holla at me. So back to the story. Champ sparred with Court. Now Court is he's a young guy, lovable guy. He's not really a fighter like that, he's not going to be a pro fighter, but he's game. He's up for the challenge. He's been saying for the past month he wanted to spar. I want to spar Champ. The older kids, we know what's up. We know Champ's going to do to him. So we set it up. We let Champ get in there and spar a little bit with Court to see what he had. Of course, Champ put the hands on him. When I say put the hands on him, I don't mean like violently. I mean in an amateur sense. He was outworking him. He hits a little harder. Court wasn't ready for it, right? So, what up, Caleb? So he was crying. And what I told him, I said, so what did we learn today? He said, don't challenge Champ. This is very important, y'all. Pay attention. He said, don't. I said, Court, so what did we learn today? He said, don't challenge Champ. And I told him, no, that's not what we learned. What we learned today was don't challenge Champ until you're ready. Did you hear that? Did y'all understand that? He said he learned from sparring Champ not to challenge him. And I told him the challenge is perfectly okay. We want the challenge. The challenge is what's up. We want that smoke. But the problem is you challenging someone you're not ready for. That's real. So until you're there, you You keep your mouth closed, you know, you shut up, you keep working hard. When you feel you're ready to challenge, then you make your challenge. So before I get off on the challenges and start ranting and raving too much, crying in combat sports is perfectly acceptable. The crying can come from not knowing how to use your adrenaline, high levels of cortisol, stress in your body, and crying is one way to relieve that. So I'm a crier. I'm gonna cry when Junebug's first fight this weekend. If he wins, I'm probably gonna cry. Don't make me a chump or a punk or nothing like that, you know. It's just the fact that me and Junebug went through a lot. When I first met Junebug, this man couldn't do 10 push-ups. Now this man can bump out 50 push-ups straight, you know. So we've been through a lot, and it would just be the feeling of accomplishment, the feeling of joy to see him doing so well, you know. Same thing with you, Caleb. Same thing with you, Caleb. You get ready. Coach might shed a few tears, man. You go in there and do your thing, man, and hold it down. I remember where we came from, you know. So if you see Coach shedding a few tears this weekend, that's what it is, yo. And try me if you want to. I'm about it. But anyway, y'all, one more time, just to restate, crying in combat sports, perfectly acceptable. Just don't let those tears stop you from accomplishing your mission, whatever that may be. All right, y'all, peace out. Wow, what's up, Sizak, man? Man, you just missed the live stream, bro. I'm just finna get off this thing, man. But look, I'm trying to come to New Orleans for my birthday, dog. So I should be seeing you real soon, homie. Much love to you. Much love to your brother. I hope your daughter's doing well. Everybody's doing well in the city, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all later, y'all.